welcome to Less Lethal Contingencies. Alan here. So today I'm going to be testing out my Umarex TR50 with the 16-inch barrel, which has the tuning barrel, the 8-inch MCS sniper barrel extension, and the additional 4-inch tuning barrel extension on the end here for a combined length of 16 inches. Okay, going to be shooting the 12.7 millimeter 8.4 gram steel ball bearings today. And we'll shoot off a couple magazines of them tethered. So today we're going to test out this new tether rig. We'll also be connecting the tether to a 48 CI tank I have over here with the one of the new adjustable regulators I picked up. And yeah, so let's talk about that briefly. And I have a more extensive video that I posted last night. And what I did was I just hooked up right to the tether line so I can kind of get a read of what I'm getting from the tank, from the adjustable regulator. And let's see, we're getting about, it's been running about 1,000 PSI I have it set to. It does kind of fluctuate a little bit with this adjustable regulator. It's something you kind of do have to tweak a little bit. I've had to tweak it a few times already. Now it's actually about 850, but it's easy enough to tweak it. I'm going to get it up to 1,000. Okay, so with a little bit of adjustment, got it up to 1,000 PSI. Okay. 1,000 PSI looks good. All right, I'm going to take that gauge out of there. So I feel pretty confident that I got it to 1,000. And I just want to test this rig out. This is the rig that I'm going to ideally be taking to me to the range. And I want to test this out with this adjustable regulator. So we're going to be shooting the TR50 with the 16-inch long barrel at 1,000, approximately 1,000 PSI is what we'll be doing. I'm going to be hooking up the tether to this Vulcan car stock, expansion stock. I've used it before. I think I shot this tethered on the 800, the 48 CI tank once on 800. I think I did, or maybe I'm confusing it with another one. I know I did my X68, right? That was on 800 tethered. Another marker that's going to work well at the range with this adjustable regulator, because I'll be able to tether it to a higher PSI. I can adjust it out to 1,100 if I want, even higher if you want, but I wouldn't probably go much over 1,100 without running the risk of blowing O-rings and stuff like that. But here I have one of these on this expansion stock. I can either screw in a bottle directly, or I can use one of these G1/2 to quick connections here, which is what I'm going to be hooking the tether up to. And yeah, we'll air it up and make sure that this is closed. We'll air it up now, and if there's no leaks, we'll go ahead and we'll see what we can shoot. Take a look at this gauge periodically. Now that I took the test gauge off, I have to go by this output regulator gauge. And let's see if I can hook this little puppy on there. Feels good. All right, stock in place. Let's air it up and check for leaks. All right, sounds good. At first I thought I was going to I have a intermittent stubborn O-ring or something going on with this quick puncture down the bottom. With these Umarex style, even if you don't have CO2 in here, you got to keep them. You got to make sure you pop them closed, for lack of a better word. All right, so we are aired up. Still says we're sitting at about 1,000 PSI there coming out. Looks good there. Yeah, so we're going to shoot off some. I have a total of 5 magazines. I don't know if I'm going to shoot them all. I have a total of 5 magazines loaded here. And let's see. This one feels a little too tight. Let me adjust the ammo on this. I think they're dragging a little bit. Probably pushed them too far. Let's try it again. Make sure that's sitting there. Sure my barrel's floating. It feels like it. Yeah, it's still a little bit too much drag on this though. Let me try another mag. I'll put that aside for now. If you push the balls in too far, the ammunition in too far, that's much better. Then sometimes they'll, or if you don't push them in far enough, sometimes it'll drag a little bit and you have to find out which one's sitting a little high and push it down flush. All right, this one feels much better. All right, so we'll start with that magazine. Pressure still looks good at about 1,000 psi. Turn the laser back on. Just going to be calling out feet per second here, and we'll see what we get with it tethered at 1,000 psi. All right, mag 1, shot 1. 1,000 psi tethered. 8.4 gram. 417 feet per second. That felt good and strong. Mag 1, shot 2. 394.9 feet per second. Shot 3. 378.7 feet per second. Shot 4. 395 feet per second. That was shot 4. And I can hear the line refilling the expansion. This is a very large expansion stock here, so I can definitely hear that. And then I also have expansion in the handle. That restrictor was drilled out completely, the CO2 restrictor. It's gone. So we got expansion here, expansion here. It's a lot of expansion. I do have a restrictor that I put in to the front of this expansion stock to help with one of those little 1/8 inch plugs that I drilled out to, I think, 2 millimeter, just to help out with a little bit of restrict the flow a little bit to keep any from auto fires. So far, so good. I'm not having any auto fire problem. All right, so this should be shot number 5 on magazine 1. Shot number 5. 391.5 feet per second, and it should be the last one, shot number 6. 394.8 feet per second. All right, that was one mag, very powerful. Good numbers, I'm sure. Of course, we'll have that all updated in the video. So I'm thinking good numbers on that. Let's try mag number 2. We'll get a couple of these mags off. Let me check. My barrel still feels good. It's floating. It's going up and down. That's why I left this gap in here as well, guys. So I like to monitor that and make sure. You got to know your gun. What's going on. Everything feels good, normal. Okay. This is just a cosmetic piece that I picked up. It slides over the end of the tuning barrel extension. So not thinking it's going to gain me anything unless it acts like a Reaper. I mean, it is a little bit bigger, but it's possible. But anyways, it's mostly cosmetic. All right, and then we got the new scope on here, the new, what is it, UUQ. Not sure how they pronounce that or if they do, but it's a cross-haired scope with magnification, and should work out good at the range. And it's got green, blue, and red dot assist for the crosshairs. So should work out good. I got that all laser bore sighted in. today at about, I don't know, probably, well, at least 20 yards anyways. I was able to get that sighted in. So let's check the pressure, see if we moved at all. The gauge here for the output pressure hasn't moved. It's still sitting just a little tad above 1,000 on that gauge, which is where it was reading when I had the more accurate test gauge on there, which was reading 1,000. So there's probably going to be some fluctuation. My guess is 50 to 100 psi. It's the nature of the beast with this adjustable regulator, but hell, that regulator was like $35. I mean, for both pieces together. I mean, it wasn't expensive. As long as it's safe and it gets me to the 1,000 psi or 1,100, I'll be happy with it. And then I can bring it up and down. I think it regulates anywhere from 100 to 2,800 psi. There's a 3,000 psi burst disc, but naturally you're not. I think I had said yesterday on the video that you could adjust it to a 3,000. Now, if you adjust it to 3,000, the burst disc is probably going to let go, is my guess, or it's possibility. Really, it's 0 to 2,800 is the adjustment on this regulator. All right, so we got mag 2 in here. Let's shoot off another mag and see what we get. Pressure looks good. Let me see what the volume looks. So the capacity dropped from just about 3,000 psi to just above 2,000 psi. So this thing is an air hog. I will say that. So I have to keep an eye on that capacity as well. A little bit of an air hog. All right, but pretty powerful though. All right, mag 2, shot 1. Here we go. 400.8 feet per second, shot 2. 363.8 feet per second, shot 3. 375.4, shot 4. 380.5 and shot 5. 390.8, shot 6, the last one. 394.8 feet per second. All right, so that's 2 mags done. Indeed, 2 mags. Again, really good, consistent numbers. Feels great. I mean, this one here, it's pretty loud, but not loud enough where it's causing any ear ringing. So I feel like I'm all right without the ear protection. But it's close. It's getting there. Of course, that's in here too, a little bit of an echo chamber. All right, so that's good. Let's shoot. I don't know. I mean, I just wanted a little test here. I mean, let's see. I'm gonna keep this video kind of short. We'll do one more magazine, a steel ball bearings. All right, that'll be a total of 18 shots. All right, barrel's floating around, still feels good. Magazine feels normal. All right, what do we have for capacity? So now we're sitting at 2,000 psi of capacity left, and the gauge is set to 1,000 output. Okay. All right. Mag 3, shot 1. 387 feet per second, 387. Mag 3, shot 2. 375.3 feet per second. Mag 3, shot 3. 372.1 feet per second. Shot 4. 385.4 feet per second. Shot 5. 368.2 feet per second. And the last one, shot 6. 370.5 feet per second for shot 6. So we are getting to the point where it's starting to diminish. Yeah, I'm noticing some diminishing here. All right, so 3 magazines, good and strong. This system seems to be working pretty good. There is some fluctuation on this adjustable regulator. There is some fluctuation. You could keep tweaking it back and forth. I mean, it's still showing about 1,000. It looks like it came down a tiny bit, but it's still showing some I am still getting a little bit. As far as my feet per second, that kind of says it all. I was getting some drop. Of course, my capacity now is just above, I'd say 1800 PSI left. I started at just under 3000. So not bad, 3 mags. I'd probably get 6 mags out of this thing, out of a fill, I would think. Yeah, like I said, we're about at 1800 capacity left in that tank. I wasn't exactly at 3000. I was just about at 3000. Okay. Yeah, the gauge up top, the little mini gauge, actually shows that it's just above 1000 PSI. And then if you look at the output gauge on the tank over here, it's set. That's the one that changes when you set it with it's about 1000 there. So feel pretty confident. We were shooting somewhere in the neighborhood of, 975 to 1000, maybe a little tad over 1000, probably little fluctuations. So feel pretty good anyways. That's what we were doing. All right, let's put that back down. We are going to degas this off with the slide check here. Then I can take my quick connect off. All right, that's the little animal right there. I'm going to take this off because I've actually been keeping this down here. So we'll take what I'm calling my expansion, my tether stock. And we'll put that under here. So I got that one for the TR50, and then I got this one that I've been using. You've seen this one on the range video there with the digital gauge. This is the tether stock that I designed and built for the Punisher build on my X68. So we got those. All right. Yeah, I gotta say this felt good and powerful. I'm gonna turn this off. So you gotta remember to turn this off before you try unscrewing anything. Now under pressure, it is a little harder to turn off, but you just put an Allen key in here. I think this is, what size is this Allen key actually? It is a 6mm. So with a 6mm Allen key, you can turn this thing to full off. There we go. That's full off. And I might still have some air in this line, so let me see if I can, let me check that. Yeah, just move the slide check back and forth, make sure you got all your air out of there so that you're not surprised. Don't want any surprises. And we'll just unscrew this. The tank is off. So this tank and regulator worked out pretty good. I'm expecting to get at least 6 magazines, I would think, out of this. I got, yeah, probably about 1800 capacity left on there. And it wasn't even, I probably could have squeezed a tad bit more than 3000 into this bottle too. So this is going to work out really good for me. I'm going to take that one, and then I have another 48 I'm going to take. This way I'm not taking lots of bottles. The most important thing is I didn't want to have to take a bunch of bottles so that I could test or shoot with various PSIs, Otherwise I would have had to take my 1000 bottle, my 1100 bottle, my 800 bottle. And then I got one that's like supposed to be 800. It's like 700, maybe 750 on a good day. So I won't have to do any of that now. So that is why I was seeking out these adjustable regs. And yeah, I mean, they both of the adjustable regulators, and you can see that video I released yesterday on the adjustable regulators. I go over each one. They both seem to have that. The second one, the one that I used today, I think it's superior for a number of reasons, but they both do require some amount of tweaking a little bit if you're trying to keep it dead nuts on a certain PSI. So, but hey, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Thank you for watching, and hopefully this was educational, I guess, and if not, entertaining. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace out.